What's up, everybody? Eric M. Twins 20 here. We're going to do another tier list, and this time, just like the MJ one, I'm going to do Aerosmith albums, and I'm going to rank them from A, what I think is the best, to F, total crap. And there's also going to be another list, which is going to be never listened to it. And believe it or not, there are some albums from Aerosmith I've never touched. But we're going to go over each album and the track listing. I got my Spotify on. I'm going to look at the discography and the track listings for each album because while there may be some albums I've never listened to, there might be songs that appear on some of those albums I have heard that were on compilation CDs. So we're going to go over each one and I'm going to rank them accordingly, I think, from best to worst. My personal opinion. Which Aerosmith album do you guys like? Let me know in the comments. Let's get to it. Let's start with the debut album, the Aerosmith title track album. That's this one, released in '73, and it's got songs like Make It, Dream On, Mama Kin, Moving Out, Walking the Dog. This was a good album, good debut. They're from what I understand, they're releasing some studio cuts, some demos of that album. That's coming out soon. Steven Tyler posted on Twitter, which is now on YouTube, a demo raw version of Moving Out, which sounds really good. One of my favorites. I love it. This is a good debut album. Dream On, of course, my favorite from this album. I have it. I have actually the first three albums of theirs. It's in a purple box set. It has just the three albums and the cover. The liner notes of each album. Aerosmith, Get Your Wings, and Toys in the Attic. So I do have this album. I've listened to it. It's a good album. It was a solid debut. I'll give it an A. It's definitely a good album. It's got Dream On. Dream On is one of their best songs of all time. So I'll rank that as an A. And then we'll move on to Get Your Wings, which was released the following year, '74. And this one has songs like Same Old Song and Dance, Train Kept It Rollin', another good one, Seasons of Wither. There's a few other songs, but are kind of minor. This one wasn't as good as the other ones, I think. Train Kept It Rollin' probably is one of the two big songs on there, along with Same Old Song and Dance. Seasons of Wither seems to be like an underrated track among Aerosmith fans. I think it's okay. It's not one of my favorite albums, but I'll give this a B, a solid B. Next up, probably probably one of their better albums. Toys in the Attic, the title track. Walk This Way is on there, big 10-inch. Sweet Emotion, definitely better than Get Your Wings. I would rank it up there with the debut album. Definitely a good album, especially with Sweet Emotion and Big 10-inch and Walk This Way. Those were some heavy hitters. Toys in the Attic's a good song and a great album. Our great song kicking off the album. Next is Rocks. I don't have this album, but I've heard two of the albums on it. Last Child, Back in the Saddle, they're good songs, but I never listened to it. But so I'm gonna put it in that column. Back in the Saddle and Last Child are two of their best songs ever. It's got a good album. It's got good songs on it. And the other songs I never heard of them. So just an album I haven't honestly listened to. And a lot of fans rank Rocks as a damn good album. So definitely gonna have to check that one out. Next up, 1977's Draw the Line. This was out the year before I was born. It has the song Draw the Line. Kings and Queens, a great song I heard on one of the Aerosmith greatest hits albums. And there's some other songs I never heard of. This was an album I didn't listen to, so I'm going to put it in that column. Draw the Line's good. Kings and Queens, love that song. Great song. But another album I haven't heard, I haven't listened to yet. In between that one and the next album, there was a live bootleg album, which is not on this list. It was released in '78. And then Night in the Ruts came out, and this was the last album before the breakup with Joe Perry leaving the band, and Brad Whitford left the band too. This was their last album. This was an album I did not listen to, and none of the songs on here I've heard of. There's some songs that are fan favorites, such as Chiquita and Mia, which is about his daughter, his oldest daughter. Night in the Ruts, I'm gonna rank it down there. I never heard it, but I've heard a lot of fans not liking this album. Next is Rockin' a Hard Place. This was the first album without Joe Perry and Brad Whitford. Um, this was in Stephen Perry. Steven Tyler was his absolute rock bottom as far as his drug addiction and drinking. Uh, it's got some songs like Lightning Strikes, and that's about it. That's probably the only one I've actually heard is Lightning Strikes. It's another album I haven't listened to, wasn't interested in, have no interest in it because Joe Perry's not on it. I'm gonna put that behind Ruts, or Night in the Ruts. Yeah, gotta put that behind there. Next up, which was 3 years later in '85, Done with Mirrors. This was the comeback album. All 5 members were back together. And it's got Let the Music Do the Talking, My Fist in Your Face, Shame on You. And this was their comeback album. Decent album. Another one I haven't heard, but I definitely heard Let the Music Do Talking, one of my favorites. It's on the on one of their compilation CDs, which is a double, and I heard Music Do the Talking on that. Great song. Originally a Joe Perry Project song, and then they made it into an Aerosmith song. Good song, a good album, or Let the Music Do the Talking, good song, but another album I haven't listened to. Next up, Permanent Vacation. Now, this is interesting because this was the album a lot of people consider their main comeback album. Done with Mirrors was good, but this one was even better. It came out in 97 or 87. Most of the songs on this one I've heard of, but I haven't listened to the album, so but this is an album I do want to get in my collection. It's got a lot of good songs on it. Heart's Done Time, Ragdoll, Dude Looks Like a Lady, Hangman Jury, Angel, Permanent Vacation. So there's a lot of good songs on this album. Haven't listened to it, but I would rank it definitely up in this section here. Just the fact of the songs I have heard on compilations from this album. It's definitely an album I'm going to be picking up someday. So I'm going to rank it up here somewhere, personally. When I do listen to it, but I'm going to put it right there just to be fair. Because I haven't listened to it yet. Next up is 1989's Pump album. This is an album I do have. It's one of my favorite Aerosmith albums of all time. It's got songs like Young Lust, Love in an Elevator, Monkey on My Back, Janie's Got a Gun, The Other Side, Voodoo Medicine Man, What It Takes. Good album. Very good, strong songs on it. I'm going to rank this up here. I think this is one of their best albums. Definitely in the top. Follow-up to that was Get a Grip in 93. Another one that features a lot of good songs. Eat the Rich, Get a Grip. Living on the Edge, Walk On Down, Shut Up and Dance, Crying, Crazy, Amazing. Great album. Another one that's up there. Strangely enough, I don't own the album, haven't bought it, but if I did, I would definitely rank it up there with Pump and all them. Next one was 1997's Nine Lives album. I do have this one, and this is pretty much a great album from cover to cover, start to finish. 9 Lives, Falling in Love, Heart on the Knees, Hole in My Soul, Taste of India, Full Circle. Pink's on there, and one of my all-time favorites, Fallen Angels. I'm also ranking this up in that upper echelon. I'd actually rank that before ahead of Pump. Actually, me personally, I would rank it right there. These two. That's how I would rank those. Next up, an album that gets a lot of hate. I think it's a great album. 2001's Just Push Play. I think it's a great album. It's got a lot of good songs. There's a couple duds on it, but the first 4 tracks, I just love them. Beyond Beautiful, probably the best rock track on the album. Just Push Play, good title track. Jaded, a big hit. Fly Away From Here, my favorite ballad from the album. There's some other songs on here. Sunshine, Under My Skin, Out of My Head, Drop Dead Gorgeous, which Joe Perry sings on, A Light Inside. I like it. It's a good album. I'm going to rank it in the B just because a lot of people hate it. And I don't think it's a good album, but I don't think it's as strong as these top four right here. So I'm gonna put it right there. Next was the blues album that was released in 2004, Honkin' on Bobo. A lot of blues covers. Um, my favorite tracks, probably Joe Perry singing "Back Back Train." Very good song. Stop Messing Around's get it. It's good. Jesus on the Main Line. The Grind, You Gotta Move. Good album, but just not one of the best ones. I'm gonna put it in the C. And finally, the most recent one they released, Music from Another Dimension, was released in 2012. A lot of fans hated this album. They didn't like the sound it was. It was definitely a step backwards. Still some good songs on there. My personal favorite, What Could Have Been Love, the ballad. Love the video for that, and the song. Can't Stop Loving You, their duet with Carrie Underwood was really good, but it's compared to other albums, it's not anywhere where it should have been. I think with just the one or two songs on there, it's a D. And there you have it. Those are how I ranked Aerosmith albums as far as the new material. These ones here I haven't heard cover to cover yet, but I am intending on eventually at least these two right here, Permanent Vacation and Grip, and Get a Grip, rocks, and probably Draw the Line. I have no intentions of rocking a Hard Place, just simple fact Joe and Brad's on there. So that's my list. What do you guys think? What's your favorite Aerosmith song? What's your favorite album? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, peace out.